Overwatch 2 is coming in October. I think it's launching like its beta in October, right? Like it's not the finished product, which is a little irritating. But
So is that going to count for fantasy critic scores, or are people going to be?
I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Does someone have it?
I thought so. Maybe they dropped it at this point because of that fact, but who knows? It was
because I don't think it would based on.
But who knows? But they count as season 1, but this is
no, sorry, Dave Parker, friend of the show, and also a deluxe Patreon producer, does have Overwatch 2, but I don't think it counts because it's going to be early access, and I don't know how many places are going to give a full score to the game if it's not complete. Especially since it's missing such a big part in that single player.
Yeah.
But it's going to be free to play. And they are doing a battle pass for it. And new heroes will be able to be gotten by players by completing the battle pass. Which means that if you want to have new characters and like have all of the roster, you're going to need to buy the battle pass. Which... I want to throw it to you first while I collect my thoughts here. What does that mean to you? How do you feel about that sort of thing?
So I thought there's the premium battle pass and the there's 2 lanes of it, and the premium one you just get the characters already, but I think you can work your way in the other ones to get the characters and the free ones. Am I misspeaking there?
To be honest, I'm not super clear on how this all works because of the way that they've sort of announced this. Okay, so I'm not totally sure.
For me, if Overwatch 1 came out and this is the model they chose, that is great.
Yeah.
To me, whatever. Like that's what games are doing. I mean, we've seen the sales success with things like multiverses. I would say even Apex is extremely successful on having new characters that you have to pay money for, right? Like,
yeah.
Like I think that's like, if that's the model you do, that's the model that should be there. But like with it coming from Overwatch 1, and then you have this Overwatch 2, changing the model like that, to me it just seems bad. But I get it. But I heard this news. And to me, it was like, well, I don't need to play Overwatch 2. And I know it's like ridiculous for me to say that, but I'm just not the kind of player who has the time to play these games. And I look towards Multiverse as a game that I was super stoked about, played it really like nonstop for 2 weeks. And now I just don't have time to play that kind of stuff anymore, where I think what got me with Multiverses was the nerfing of characters. And how after that first patch came down, like the characters like I used to like just were suddenly very different from what I was playing. And like they're ones that I had like used the currency I unlocked to unlock. And like it just felt like, well, shit, I got the wrong characters now. So if this whole game, this like game that's going to constantly be changing its competitive balance and stuff like that, is going to be like that, it is further stamped it's not a game that I'm going to play, because I just am not into playing a gameplay style like this. Whereas in Overwatch 1, like even like just jumping into that, it can be overwhelming that there's so many characters, but I don't feel like I'm missing a step because I haven't invested in it. And you can jump in it, and you can play all the characters, try them all out, and that's not going to be the case for this. So to me, it turns me away from it.
Yeah. I think the fact that Overwatch 1 was such a... like, it was such a user-friendly... multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't totally a shooter. But like
user friendly, yes.
You show up and like the whole roster is there, and you can try out whoever you like, and like whatever gameplay style you like, you could find a character that like suited that for you. Whereas with this, like unlocking them through a battle pass just doesn't feel right to me. It's not like morally wrong. Like it's just, this is the new model. This is how, a lot of like free to play games work now. But just like the fact that the characters in this game are going to be the bread and butter, right? Like I could not stop playing Overwatch because I fucking love the way that it feels to play as Tracer. I can't get enough of just that, like how quick it is to just like dart around, deal damage, get out of there. I love that, right? I couldn't stop playing because of that. But like, let's say you give me the same game, right? Like, let's say like I'm showing up to Overwatch and I couldn't have played as Tracer like right at the start. I had to unlock her. I don't know if I would have stuck with it because it's like, okay, well, if I have to play as, I don't know, Soldier 76 for the first 2 hours until I started unlocking more characters. Like, he's not unfun to play as, but I just don't love it. Do you know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah. It limits your like freedom to play the game you want to play it with, like at the way you want to play it, and just how do you engage with those characters.
And the premium battle pass is only it's $10. Like that, like that's not egregious. I don't think that's terrible, especially for a free to play game like this. But I just think the shift to this model from Overwatch 1, which was like so not that, is just, I don't know. I don't think it's a great move. And this stacked onto 10,000 other reasons makes me a little nervous for how Overwatch 2 is going to be. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I think this will be interesting, but like, I guess my counter to that is that we're living in 2022 right now, where this is how everyone does it.
I get it. Like, I do get what they're doing. And like you said, Apex Legends does this, and people seem to like that just fine. Although the characters aren't tied to Battle Pass progression. Characters, you just buy the characters.
I would assume
sucks.
if they lock these characters out after a battle pass, they are insane.
Right. I mean, that's like, it's terrible, right?
Yeah.
And that would be terrible is what I'm saying. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they said.
So they basically an update on the track thing. They have two. They have the premium, the free. The premium, if you get the premium $10 one, you get the character. If you have the free one, you have to get to level 55 of the battle pass. Spoiler alert, there has never been a battle pass I've reached level 55 on in any video game I've ever played, but I guess that's a me problem over other people's problems. So,
well, it's just like I don't think you're wrong to be like a 55 because it's not even 100, it's like 80, right? Total levels on the battle pass.
Yeah. Yes, 80 plus tiers.
Yeah, so like, to get more than halfway is just like a lot, especially for people who are playing more casually or just like hopping in, you know what I mean? Like, how are you going to discover these new characters? Additionally, like, I do understand why they're doing the battle pass model, because they're trying to lean away from the like loot boxes that they did in Overwatch 1. I personally wasn't offended by the loot boxes. I thought they were okay, especially when like you got them during an event, you knew you were going to get that event's random loot stuff. So like I like that, and I don't necessarily love just like knowing exactly what I'm going to get by progressing through the battle pass to earn like different sprays and whatever. I don't know. There's just something always very fun about opening those packs and having them like shoot out and be like, oh my gosh.
I think that's true.
You know what I mean?
I personally like the battle pass system better than a loot box system, because getting a duplicate when it should be like something that you're excited to get can be literally the worst feeling. And if it was a loot box system that was just random, but in this pool of things, that's fine. But like to repeat stuff, that's when it sucks. At least this, you know what you want to go for. But again,
100%.
The problem is I have no chance of getting something that's going to be at a level 80 tier ever, because I am not going to be able to play something to level 80 just because that's the type of gamer I am. And I know people get into video games, and I know like I'm a casual hardcore fan in terms of like how I play and stuff, but I feel like there are a lot of me out there. And if this game is meant to be a free to play game to get as many people invested as they can, you're taking me out of it. So sorry, buddies.
It was also just like, I don't know, there was something cool about like just getting the skins because you got them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to like, you know, you'd be able to see those sorts of skins and be like, whoa, how did you get that? And like the answer in with the battle pass is like, oh, I got to the end of the battle pass. Whereas back in the day, it would be like, you know, I was playing during the event and I got the event skin, you know?
Yeah.
There's some great skins in Overwatch 1. Tracer, the Tracer ones are so good. Whatever. So yeah, Overwatch 2. I'm still feeling weird about it with the whole Activision Blizzard stuff, but
well, yeah, I mean that's part of it too. I'm gonna live in positive land here and assume that the acquisition will make things better long term
in some way, right?
I would hope, but yeah, from the game not necessarily looking to be a huge difference. Then I mean, there's some differences, but it's just not like the quantum leap I would have expected for a sequel. And then they're changing the way the model works. It just seems. What's the word? Like they want more money.
I mean, I don't know. Like to me, this move, the free to play $10 battle pass, doesn't hit me with like money hungry.
When you
sort
block
of
characters behind it,
vibes.
it does to me.
Well, but then that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's just one of those like give and take of like, I don't know. Like I go back and forth on this. It just like the whole company in general just makes me feel weird. And just like the rollout of this game, I'm fucking glad it's free based on the way that it's like been rolling out. But based on all of this, I do not believe that I am going to get hooked into playing a lot of Overwatch again. Like I will play it because it's my job, but I just don't see this and think like, oh yeah, I'm about to like get super deep into Overwatch.